Another day, another terror attack bled Pakistan. A horrific attack in Balochistan claimed around 10 lives. Reports say a Turkish national was among the casualties while another was taken hostage. The attack happened on a copper and gold mining project operated by National Resources Limited in southwestern Pakistan's province. NRL confirmed the attack on the evening of 22nd April as the workers were winding up their shift. Pakistani security forces, including the Frontier Corps, responded to the horror and launched a clearance operation. The NRL, in a statement, claimed that they remain fully committed to the development and empowerment of local communities in Balochistan, with a strong focus on improving livelihoods and contributing to Balochistan's economy. NRL says 90% of its workforce at the Darigwan site comprised of individuals from Balochistan. The mining company had recently discovered copper, gold, lead and zinc deposits in the region. Reports suggest it was a targeted attack and comes even as Baloch fighters turn up the heat against their own central government, alleging loot of their resources.
For decades, it is the most educated and the highest income ethnic group in the United States. And I've been involved in the U.S.-India relationship for 30 years as well, having chaired the Asia Subcommittee of the Foreign Affairs Committee, having spent 30 years and counting on the Foreign Affairs Committee, and having served as co-chair for 4 years of the Indian Caucus, which is the largest. For India, we think of Mumbai, and we think of the terrible deaths that occurred on April 22nd, that we are here to commemorate, to recognize, and to mourn. Some 26 people were killed and 20 injured. When on April 22nd, 5 terrorists entered into the valley, this group, calling itself the Resistance Front, that saying that denying responsibility, that admitting responsibility, they separate people by gender and by religion. And they killed, I believe it was 25 Hindus and 1 Christian. This clearly was an offshoot of the LET, an organization which unfortunately has found sanctuary in Pakistan. And as the world focuses on Islamabad, where the talks are taking place or not taking place or might be taking place, we have to use this as an opportunity to demand that the Pakistani government clamp down on the LET and the JDM and other terrorist. America and India are united because we are the oldest democracy and India is the largest democracy. But we are also united in mourning the victims of terrorism. We see this chart here going back to 1985. So many Indians who have suffered at the hands of terrorism. Now, I wasn't forced to open a consulate in Los Angeles. But we, today our focus though is not to celebrate that decision, but to focus on the victims of terrorism. I'd like to remember one Indian Navy Lieutenant Vinay Narwal. He was an engineering graduate who joined the Navy in 2022. He was a cheerful officer committed to his duties on April 16th last year. Then he married his fiancée, and then they planned a honeymoon to Switzerland. That fell through, so instead they went to another mountainous area, Kashmir. And it was only 6 days after the wedding, and Lieutenant Narwal was viciously killed in attacks by terrorists targeting him. His wife witnessed his death. His wife, for just a few days, witnessed his death. And his remains were returned to his family on May 1st, which would have been his 27th birthday. Let us remember Lieutenant Narwhal and all the victims of the terrorist attacks that have been against India, and remember the victims of terrorism against America. We also remember November 2008 Mumbai. We saw the heavily armed terrorists from, again, Pakistan-based LET, arriving by sea and striking a number of civilian targets across the city, including the Taj Hotel, including the Mumbai Chabad House. The siege lasted 60 hours, leaving 166 people dead, 300 injured, with victims hailing from 10 countries, including 6 Americans. So I look forward to uniting with India for peace and stability in the world and in the Indo-Pacific, and to deal with the terrible outcomes of extremist Islamic terrorism and other terrorism. Part of that effort to bring our countries together should start with a repeal of the outrageous tariffs that have beset what was our growing economic alliance. And these words, you are perhaps the most underpaid man in Washington. You see, I get a certain salary, Brad Snyder gets the same salary. We each represent, in my case, 750,000 Los Angelinos here in Washington. The ambassador represents, 1.4 billion people. And a dozen others based on the number of people that he represents. So we will see the stories of the victims of terrorism, and we are dedicating ourselves to excoriating and destroying the terrorist networks that have afflicted both of our countries. I'm Brad Sherman. Thank you.